Hello everyone and welcome back to the Chassis Variant Series, myself Critical Rocket, and here we are with the Executioner Echo. This is one of the few variants of existing older clan mechs that were released into MechWarrior Online that are actually received newer variants that have use of the new clan tech that was introduced. And the Executioner Echo uses a fair bit of it. It comes with dual ATM-9s, which is nice because I don't actually have many mechs that use ATM-9s, a pair of large lasers for long-range firepower, and 2 heavy medium and a single heavy small. So it's not shy on pumping out some pretty good damage. The ATM-9s are both in the left arm, 3 of your energy weapons are in your right torso, and 2 are in the right arm. So not a bad layout of hardpoints, 5 and 2 overall. It was designed basically to engage enemies at any range and be able to do high damage at any range as well, which obviously, as we know, the ATMs are more than capable of producing. Heat is a minor issue, even on a frozen map like this. The ATM-9s combined with the heavy lasers do whack out a fair amount of heat, but on the other side of it, they do a good amount of damage. ATM-9s at about 125 meters will completely strip a mech in some cases, do a lot of damage very quickly, backed up with the heavy lasers to really burn away that armor. It's quite a deadly punch. And definitely one of the ones I'd recommend purchasing. Although the hardpoints aren't huge, they're comfortable enough in number there that you can bring out a fairly decent build. Obviously make sure you protect your right side more than your left, and the mech has a comfortable amount of ammunition for its ATM-9 launcher, so you're unlikely to run out anytime soon during a match. Obviously this Executioner still keeps the mask of the other variants and the jump jets, so it still has that same agility available to it. And overall, it's a pretty decent support fire build, is how I'd sort of set it up as a description. I wouldn't say it's a brawler because as it's a bit too hot, but the ELR just combined with the ATM-9s do allow it to support teammates at good range, and it's good as a harasser with the ATM-9s as well. So yeah, as you can see there with that shot, the heat just spikes very quickly with both the missiles and the heavy lasers being fired. Outside that, the mech still suffers from all the same issues. That is definitely the biggest drawback of the Executioner. Sometimes, regardless of how good a build you might have on the thing, its CT is just too easily opened up. It just suffers way too much of having a bloated CT hitbox that you may as well not even have the side torso hitboxes, because I honestly don't really remember how many times I've lost side torsos on this thing. Very, very, very few. Most of the time you just get popped, and that's it, you're down. Even arms, I don't even think I've lost arms very often on this thing. It's like all fire just seems to magnetically be attracted to the center torso. So yeah, it's one of the key factors is that torso twisting, something I admit I'm not very subconsciously train myself to do when I'm playing in MechWarrior Online, but torso twisting is definitely a must with this mech, because it would definitely benefit a lot from that tactic. Other than that though, yeah, the Executioner series is done. This is the end of the Clan 95 tonners for now, of course, unless they add another one in the future. We're going on to the 100 tonners, of which currently there are only 2. MechWarrior Online has done quite well with the sort of spacing of 100 tonners, but I guess the next 100 tonner will be a clan one, since the Inner Sphere have the King Crab, the Fafnir, and the Atlas. So it'd be interesting. Oh, and the Annihilator. So they do outnumber the old clans in the 100-ton options. The clans have only got the Kodiak and the Direwolf to choose from, so I guess the next 100-tonner will have to be a clan one, I think. It's only fair. So it'd be interesting to see if they do another Battle Mech 100-tonner or maybe an Omni-Mech 100-ton. I kind of hope it'd be an Omni-Mech one, though. It would be quite interesting to see. So, yeah, or maybe another 95-tonner, because the clans might need a little bit more. I think both Inner Sphere and clans kind of lack 95 tonners, that sort of midpoint, the odd midpoint, because out of all of the weight classes, funnily enough, that Battletech has, assaults actually have 5, where the others only have 4. So yeah, a little bit different. And as such, I think the 95 and 85 ton weight classes are kind of missed out at times. So there's more 85 tons around 95, but yeah, they're kind of this weird sort of weight spot within Battletech's lore system and builds for mechs, and so those 95 tons that exist, I think, get sort of passed over either by the 100 tonners, which obviously is only 5 ton more, so why not, or the 90 tonners, which have a slightly higher mobility and better speed profile for slightly less weaponry and armour. So Yeah, 95 tons I guess is supposed to be the nice sweet spot between, but they don't ever seem to reach that heady height. As far as this match is concerned as well, this was an unexpected roll. It was one of those things I thought it was going to go bad for us at the start because we seemed quite split, but then it just looked like their team, by the looks of it, were just as heavily split, and the way that they were sort of divided, all of their lighter mechs were sort of split off and killed, and then the remaining heavier mechs were just kind of picked off one by one. And as such, I think I spent most of my time just firing ATMs at things, and then retreating over to the next area, and then firing a few more ATMs. Very rarely got to use the heavy lasers. I know I fired them a bunch of times, but I think I was way out of range. I'm not that used to the range on heavy lasers. I do need to maybe run them a little bit more. But that's it. That is the end of it. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you have a good week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.